All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today, and to be honest with you guys, I wasn't going to make a video today. As some of you guys may have already seen, my day didn't start off the best. I woke up today to my dog, Rufus, having a seizure, and he passed away shortly after. But we do have some pretty important bodybuilding news to talk about today, so I'm going to do a video anyway, so just bear with me. So the first story that I have for you guys today, the Chicago Pro, the official competitor list was released today for the Chicago Pro, which is coming up this coming weekend, July 23rd through 24th. Now, the big news that came out of this Chicago Pro competitor list was, of course, the fact that Roelly Winklaar's name was on that list. So that's the biggest news that we have today, is it's now officially confirmed which show Roelly is doing prior to the Arnold Classic, prior to the Olympia. Roelly will be competing in Chicago, which makes a whole lot of sense because that still gives him the opportunity to do Tampa. If for some reason he does not win the Chicago Pro, he can still go on to Tampa a couple weeks later and try again. And then he's got the Arnold, and then there's the chance that if he wins the Arnold Classic, he could still go to the 2021 Mr. Olympia off of that win. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, like me, want to see Roelly on that Olympia stage. So this was pretty big news, and this is kind of what we knew was going to happen because last week he posted on his Instagram story basically saying, answering the question, what show are you doing next? And he said, everybody will find out next week. And that was last week, and here we are. It's next week now, and we know he's doing the Chicago Pro. So also on the competitor list for Chicago Pro, Slavoj Bednar, Max Charles, which is an interesting one. We'll get to that in a minute. Phil Klahar, James Culberson, Matt Cuba, Hunter Labrada, Joe Mackey, Justin Mackey, Zach Merkel, Estem Muhammad, Hassan Mustafa, Muhammad Shaban, Seth Shaw, Brett Wilkin, and Roelly Winklaar. So 15 competitors deep at the Chicago Pro, all trying to earn that Olympia qualification for 2021. Now, let's talk about Max Charles. Here's a guy that lately has been putting together some really impressive packages at some of the shows he's done over the past couple of years. He's been really impressive. He's jumping in the Chicago Pro lineup, trying to get to the Olympia. He posted a video, or they posted a video on the Olympia YouTube channel, Olympia TV, 8 days out from the Chicago Pro, which he is apparently doing. And he's one of the guys that I didn't know was doing that show, and I think a lot of people didn't know that Max was going to be jumping in that lineup. Now, granted, to be fair, the lighting in this video is not the best, but I think Max looks pretty good here. And Max is a guy that has become known, over the past couple of shows at least, for his crazy conditioning, a whole lot of detail. He looks really good from the front. You could argue that his weaker poses are the back poses. But all in all, Max Charles recently has been putting together some really impressive packages that I think it's going to make the Chicago show that much more interesting. And now, before I thought it was going to be the Hunter Labrada show. He was the biggest name in that lineup, arguably the best bodybuilder in that lineup. But now you've got Roelly and Max, which make things really, really interesting. Because now you've got yourself a really competitive show. All three of these guys are show winners. These guys are guys that qualify for the Olympia on winning shows. Roelly wins shows. Hunter won Tampa. Max has won shows to qualify. These guys are top tier IFBB bodybuilders. They're not second strings. You got three guys in here. Now you got yourself a contest. So shout out to Max Charles. Looking forward to seeing him compete in Chicago. So next up in the news, we just talked about three really big name bodybuilders, three show winners that are doing Chicago. Hassan Mustafa is also doing that show, and Hassan also posted a physique update along with this competitor list, or in conjunction with that announcement, I guess you could say. And he says, work in silence, one day the doubters will be believers. And that would lead me to believe that this is Hassan's 8-day out physique update from the Chicago Pro. Now, Hassan is a guy, he's got a ton of muscle. You could call him a mass monster. I think for his height, you can make the argument he's a mass monster. And he's competed in a lot of shows lately. He's been very active this season when it comes to trying to qualify for the Olympia. And he said in the past, he has no plans of slowing down or stopping until he gets that qualification for the Olympia this year, whether that be on points or by winning a show. So the question is will Chicago be the show where he breaks the trend that he's been following? Because in my opinion, Hassan is a great bodybuilder. That goes without saying. He's got a ton of muscle. He's got a really, really mature physique, really developed physique. But I think conditioning is the thing that time after time lets him down, and time after time he does not seem to nail peaking for these shows. Now, will Chicago be the show where he breaks that trend? Because I believe if he could break that trend and come in with crazy sharp conditioning, he could win any of these shows coming up. He's a great bodybuilder. But I think at the end of the day, he's just not coming in sharp enough. And I guess that's the big question is, will Chicago be any different or will it be more of the same? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about how Hassan is looking in this physique update and how you think he's going to look on stage. Now, next up in the news, let's talk about classic physique, Chris Bumstead. Some more physique updates from Chris, where he was weighing, we know that he was weighing 264 in the offseason. At the beginning of his Olympia prep this year, the heaviest he claims that he's ever been. Well, we got some more physique updates from Chris Bumstead in his latest video on YouTube, and a lot of you guys were kind enough to send me screenshots of each and every physique update, or every pose, I should say, from that video that Chris posted on YouTube, telling me, you got to make a video about this. Chris is looking phenomenal. And I got to agree with a lot of you guys. Whenever I see these physique updates from Chris, and I think this is probably strategic. Well, it's definitely strategic. He posts, I mean, everybody posts the stuff where they look the best. I rarely ever see an update from Chris where I'm not impressed with what I see or where I'm worried about what I see. Every time I see a physique update from Chris, I think, wow, either A, he's made improvements, or B, I think, wow, look how classic this guy is in this pose. And I think this series of physique updates was no exception to that. In fact, I think I said a couple videos ago, I predict that Chris will win at least 5 Mr. Olympia titles during his career. He's already won 2. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What is your prediction for how many Olympia titles Chris will win? Do you think he's going to win 3, 4, 5? 3, 4, 5 more? Or do you think the 2 that he won are the only 2 that he's ever going to win? And if so, which classic physique competitor do you see on the horizon defeating Chris in the near future? Let me know that in the comment section below as well. Now, the next story that I have for you guys today, the ever mysterious, elusive Keone Pearson posted another post and delete. He posted this physique update and then deleted it almost immediately after. But a lot of you guys, at least 10 of you guys, sent me screenshots of this before I even saw. I didn't even see it when he posted it and deleted it, where he actually looks impressive as hell. So I don't know why he deleted the post, but he's days out now from the Chicago Pro, looking to win the 212 title in Chicago and qualify for the 212 Mr. Olympia for this year's 2021 Mr. Olympia. As you guys know, this is the show that he won last year, qualified for last year's Mr. Olympia in 212, and chose to pass up. Now this year, he's my pick to win the Chicago Pro, and if he makes it to the Olympia and wins the Chicago Pro, he's my pick to win the 212 Mr. Olympia. So best of luck to Keone here in a couple of days. And the final story that I have for you guys today, I just wanted to dedicate this video to my dog that passed away today. His name was Rufus. He was 10 months old. He was a miniature Yorkie. And like I said, I woke up today, and what woke me up was him basically having a seizure on my bed, in bed with me. And he basically had that seizure, and then he went limp. He basically passed away. And I gave him CPR for like 20 minutes, and he was pretty well gone, but I actually brought him back for like maybe a minute with the CPR. So he came back for a little bit. His heartbeat started back up, and he took a couple more breaths, and all he could do was look at me, and he kind of whimpered a little bit, and then he just coughed some more, and then he was gone again, and that was it. So I've had a horrible day, but I wanted to just dedicate this video to my dog. And the picture that you're looking at now is the last picture that I took of him. This was me and him last night laying on the floor of my office because I could tell he didn't feel good last night. So I laid on the floor with him on top of like a heating blanket. I thought that would make him feel better. So this is the last picture that I took of him. This was taken not even a day ago. So rest in peace, buddy. I love you. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out.